And I mixed up a whole bunch of extra material so I could do some other panels if I damaged anything, to make sure that I had enough. So if I screwed anything up, and I do have some extra in case it gets dented or scratched or dinged or anything like that. So, but that was $450 for the 2 gallons plus the reducer, and then also I had added some pearls and some flakes to it and stuff as well, so those are extra above and beyond that as well. And POR 15, we did a lot of our suspension parts and pieces with that POR 15, and then clear coated over that for a UV resistance, and that's $50 a quart. So the clear coat now, this is a Kirker EC300 clear coat. It was the first time I'd used that clear coat as well, and not super happy with the results that I had with that, but it could have been because I just didn't use it before and I hadn't had time to play with the formulation of it and the right reducer to use. But I did have quite a bit of orange peel and stuff. It really didn't flow out very well. It seems to be a super, super high build clear, but really doesn't lay down very well at all. But I'll show you how to fix all that and everything too. So orange peel, no big deal. To fix it, you can buff it. We can wet sand it, buff it all out, and it'll make it look like a mirror anyways, even if you do some screw ups. So that's kind of the gist of it. And the whole total of everything for materials, just a ballpark, is around $1,550 just for the materials. $0 in labor. And I know I'm forgetting quite a bit of materials and stuff here. I don't have a lot of the sandpaper and everything over here. But of course, you know, the sandpaper at $65 a box, you're not going to use a whole box on one vehicle. So you can kind of, and I did kind of break that prices down where I just kind of ballparked it as all the sandpaper you're going to use is like $300. And so that is breaking it down a ballpark on what it costs just for materials alone, $0 in labor. So when somebody gives you a $10,000 quote on painting their vehicle, you think that's an awful lot of money, and you add up the hours that they have into it plus the material costs and everything, it is absolutely astounding how much it costs to paint a vehicle. And look at how much supplies that it takes to paint it too. This is just one truck here, and we have 15 gallons worth of stuff that has to go on there, and that we use. So the results kind of speak for themselves, and it's awesome that this stuff is available, that we can paint inside of our garages and stuff and plastic things off. And that's something I didn't have down here at all either, is plastic. Plastic is stupid expensive. Film now too. So if you want to build a makeshift paint booth in your garage or whatever and mask everything off, you're going to add on from there. So we have kind of a makeshift booth that we set up in here with a curtain that we pull back, and but it does oversprays the whole floor, so if you want to eliminate that, you got to plastic off all that and everything as well, so add some more money onto it for that. And in a nutshell, the cheapest you're going to be able to paint your own vehicle for, it's a mid-size vehicle like this, is about $1,500. Now, think about that. This is not a crew cab dually or anything. This isn't a motorhome. This is a short box regular cab pickup truck. So you got to really think about it before you jump in and say, I'm going to paint my own vehicle to save some money. Crunch some numbers, do some time figuring out how much it's actually going to cost you, and honestly it might be beneficial for you to bring it in and have somebody painted it for $10,000 and take all that labor on to take every body panel apart, take all the trim off, all the headlights, taillights, grill, mask everything off, and do it in section after section. It's a very painstaking, labor-consuming job to do any kind of paint and body work at all. So I just wanted to kind of take you guys through that to show you what it actually takes, and then we'll do another video on the buffing and polishing parts of it and see how much that really costs and stuff as well, because now what we just touched base on was just the materials to paint it, but it also has, there's a lot more costs once you start adding in all your buffing compounds, your pads, your foam pads, your wool pads, and your Trizact pads, and your micro polish pads and towels and cleaning solvents. You have a lot more into the wet sanding, buffing, polishing of it to make it everything look just mint. So it's not just the $1,500 by any way, shape, or form, and keep that in mind. That is with something that had zero rust on it whatsoever. It had no rust that we didn't have to cut out any floor pans. We didn't have to replace a box side or a quarter panel or anything like that. We didn't have to do any rust repair whatsoever. So you have any rust repair to do, you got to add that above and beyond this cost of painting as well. So if you need quarter panels and doors put on, boy, you better buckle up, Buttercup, because it's going to be an expensive lesson for you if you just jump in and think you're going to do it yourself cheap. It's not going to happen really anymore. So this is as cheap as you can really do it, and I'm pretty darn happy with the results of it, with the products that we got, especially that Auto HQ base coat paint with that pearl white and the mixed in with the gunmetal gray pearl. I'm super happy with the results of it and the color that it turned out, and the flake and the pop that it really has, and the sun is just absolutely incredible. And obviously we can't see that while we're in here right now in this gray area, so we'll get this thing outside and you'll see what it looks like outside here pretty soon. We are just getting the thing fired up, so super excited about that, and we should be able to back this thing out of the garage here within the next few days. So stick with us, and we got a lot more stuff coming up. Hope you guys like what you see so far. Don't forget to throw some comments below. Let me know what you think, and put what your comments are, what your supplies and stuff that you use in there, and tell me what you got into a paint job that you've done yourself. I'd like to hear it and see it, and this, I'm just using this to educate people a little bit, and hope you guys like what you hear and see, and follow around for the next one. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up, guys. Don't forget to like, click, subscribe, comment below.